Hey, what's up guys? Mortarman here from the Next Gamer Network, coming back at you with another video commentary. This is episode 3 of Army Stories, and today's topic will be called Cliffhanger. This is based on true events in an undisclosed location in the desert, and this is about a fire mission. We had been assigned to provide indirect fire for a unit at a forward location, and we were giving grid coordinates to rendezvous with them. And so basically we're in a convoy of 7 vehicles. Our platoon traveled alone, and we were in a convoy. Now our platoon consists of 4 squads and 7 vehicles. Now that's 2 Humvees and 5 M113 armored personnel carriers, which all carried the 120mm mortar indirect fire system. If you're not familiar with what a mortar system is, I will post a picture of it in the video right about now, and I'll also post a picture of what a M113 armored personnel carrier looks like as well, so you guys will have an idea of what we're riding in. Now at this particular time I am the driver of the lead track. Track is slang term for a 113. Basically we just call it a track, and I'm the lead driver of the track. All the other vehicles are following us, and this happens at night. All missions usually take place at nighttime, and we all have night optical devices on, otherwise known as nods, and so we drive with night vision basically, with blackout lights, so there is no heat signature on our vehicles or anything like that driving at night, so we can't be seen. So anyway, we're hauling ass across the desert, and my sergeant, who is in the TC seat, basically is the hatch in the center of the vehicle. The sergeant is the squad leader and also known as a TC or tank commander. And so he is giving me directions with a clicker, which is basically a portable GPS. But we call it a clicker because it goes by kilometers, and in the military you go by you measure distance by meters and kilometers. And so the clicker basically measures kilometers, and one grid coordinate or grid square on a military map is referred to as a click. So yeah, I'm probably filling you guys with all kinds of information that you'll never use. But anyway, so he's got the clicker and he's telling me go forward, you know, like for 500 meters, and I want you to turn left and go 150 meters, then turn right and go 100 meters, and then proceed forward for 1500 meters, and so on. And so basically when it's nighttime, if there's a moon out, then you will have a little bit more vision than normally, but with the night vision, too much moonlight can really restrict your vision a little bit. It doesn't make it necessarily easier. Now night vision is a lot different than what you see in a video game. Basically everything you see is green, and your depth perception is altered dramatically, but you get used to it. After a while you can walk, you can run, you can fire your weapon, you can drive a vehicle, everything that you could normally do without any assistance you could do with the night vision. So anyway, we're driving at about probably 35 miles an hour. The track vehicle's full top speed is about 45 miles an hour. So we're hauling ass across the desert. I'm the lead vehicle, and basically it's a very rough terrain. It's the area had a lot of wadis, which is basically like sand dunes, and it's very rocky, and there's cliffs and canyons and mountains, you name it. The terrain is very rough, and so we're trying to get to our coordinates, and timing is very important, because if you do not get to your rendezvous point on time, lives depend on it. So it's very important for you for you to get to your destination right on time. There's really not much room for error. And with the mortar system, it provides indirect fire. If you don't know what indirect fire is, basically it's like a fire and forget system. The 120 can reach out and touch someone at about 7,300 meters and doesn't make a sound. If you've seen movies or something like that where it whistles when it comes down on the ground, that's not true at all. They don't make any noise. And so once it's fired, basically you don't see where it hits. You don't see the explosion usually. It's usually fired from over the top of a mountain or at such a long distance that it can't be seen, and so we call it a fire and forget, indirect fire. And so we're trying to get to our destination, and my sergeant is telling me, which way to go and everything. And we come up over this hill, and suddenly it just turns black. I can't see anything. And like I mentioned before with the nods, you can see pretty good. I mean, they work really well. But one thing that you cannot distinguish is when there's like a hole in the ground or an indentation of some kind. It's black. And so it messes with your depth perception, and it's really hard to tell in some cases, exactly what is in front of you. And so we get up over this hill, and all of a sudden I don't see anything but just pitch black darkness. I don't see anything around me whatsoever. So I slam on the brakes, and my sergeant's like, "What the fuck are you doing? Keep going, go, go, go!" Because we're in a hurry. Like I said, it's very important to get to your destination on time. I stopped. And so this means that all the other vehicles behind us, which are also hauling ass, have to slam on their brakes too. So he's got our captain in the radio, hollering at him like, why are you stopping? Keep going, keep fucking moving, And I'm telling him, we can't go. And he's like, what do you mean we can't go? Keep going. And I'm like, I can't see the ground in front of me. I can't see anything. And he said, and from the TC position, he's a little bit further back, so he can't necessarily see the ground from where he's standing, but I can. And so I stand up out of my seat, and I look down, and I still can't see anything. So I take the nods off my helmet, and I look down, and I still can't see anything. And I'm like, Sergeant, I think we're on the edge of a cliff. And so he gets on the radio, and he's talking to our platoon leader and a platoon sergeant, and they're trying to make a decision what to do. And I said, if you want me to keep going forward, I'm not refusing your order. I will keep going forward, but I'm telling you, I believe we're about to drive off into a canyon. And so they finally decided, yeah, it'd probably be a good idea if we stop. So we backed up, we turned around, and the rest of the convoy continued to follow us. And we basically went left for like a quarter of a mile. Basically took a right, and as we took a right, we could see, I could look back to my right where we came from, and there was nothing there. Basically, we were sitting right on the edge of a huge canyon that was hundreds of feet deep. Never actually got to see the bottom of it. As we drove around this canyon, you could not see the bottom. So I'm assuming that it was probably several hundred feet deep, and had I not stopped the vehicle when I did, the other vehicles would have just followed us right off the edge without a second thought. So that means that our whole entire platoon would have died. And so this was probably one of the scariest reality checks that I had while I was in the Army, because it just goes to show you that anything can happen. Lots of accidents happen. I mean, soldiers die in training missions almost every day somewhere. It happens. Some of them you don't hear about. Some are not publicized due to obvious reasons, but it happens. And so there's danger around you all the time. And so this was very uncomforting to me, because we were so close. We were so close to driving right off the edge of that cliff into that canyon, and no one was aware of it but me. And I'm glad that I made that decision to stop, because I almost didn't. I almost said, fuck it, let's just drive over, because that track will pretty much climb about any damn thing you put in front of it. I mean, it'll mow down trees, telephone poles, it'll climb over, large obstacles. It could easily drive over a truck or a car. It'll pretty much go anywhere you tell it to go. And so yeah, this was quite spooky to know that we almost drove off a cliff and into a canyon. But needless to say, we made it to our coordinates, and we completed the mission. So that's all I've got for this episode. I know it's a little short, but I've got a lot more stories to tell, and I'll be putting those together as soon as I can, and try to bring you guys another episode very soon. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's story. If you did, please leave a like, leave a comment if you have any questions for me. If you haven't followed my Twitter already, it's xmortarman. That information will be in the description. Also, you can like my Facebook page. That information will be in the description also. And yeah, guys, that's all I got for today. I'm almost out of time. This is Mortarman with the Next Gamer Network. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did enjoy, please leave a like and a comment. And we'll see you next time. As always, thank you for watching. Have a great day.